It is now September 30th, 2025, which means the Copper Age is out, or it's about to be out. This video is coming out before it's available, but when you're watching this, it may be out. So this is an update which has a lot of things that I am really looking forward to using. And this is just one of them, the Copper Golem. This is going to be used in many places for me. And there are some interesting things that it can do. Of course, going through doors. It can open doors, but that's not the main thing. Of course, the main thing is it can sort inventories, or support chests. So you can take stuff from copper chest and put it into a regular chest, and it can make things look quite neat. So the first thing I'm going to be doing with these guys is with an iron farm. So we've got iron golems dying while copper golems are putting all of the drops into two separate chests. So we'll have a poppy chest and an iron ingot chest, and that's going to help me with a lot of the sorting, and it's just going to keep running in the background, you know? I don't have to do anything. I can just, if I need some poppies, which is the least likely thing, then I can just go grab some poppies. But I'm definitely going to be using a lot of ingots. Something I could do is use a crafter. But let's think about that down the road. The other thing that I'm most looking forward to is this, the shelf. And the shelf is going to be more than just something where I swap out my hotbar like this. No. This is probably the least used use that I'm going to be doing with the shelf. I'm going to be doing things like this, decorating. And I built up a wall way over here of shelves. And this is what's going to be interesting, the back side. I'm really thinking about how I'm going to use this, because every single one of these different types of shelf, which I've got several of somewhere, they're down here. Each one of these has a different texture on the back, which I absolutely love. So I have no idea why I placed this here, but oh yeah, I have a hole here. So you can see all these different textures. And this is going to be very interesting for building. In some cases, well, I think the mangrove one looks kind of like some kind of wallpaper. The warped one as well. I think those are two of the more interesting designs on the back. But yeah. But I think one of the big things is, let's just grab one of these. Which one looks best, huh? Which one looks great as a trim for... Ooh, this one. This one's got some interesting stuff going on here. So what you could do is put them all along the base like this. Got baseboards. You can also put them on here like this for I'm not sure what you call it, but you know, where the wall meets the ceiling. Something like that. So you might have something like this going along here. You've got a roof or ceiling, and you've got this up here with an interesting texture. Lots of interesting ideas you can do with these. And let's see, let's grab the slab here. Another thing is like this, grab shelf here. And a shelf here, and one on the back. Hey, you got a chair. That's actually half decent. That was very quick. And Also, things like, well, we've already got a slab here. How about this? Let's do this, and in between, do that. So we've got, well, a desk with decorative ends on them. Very, very interesting. And let's say we have something like a, the top of a furnace isn't that interesting, is it? But let's see if we have something else. Now, what would that be? All right, what I was thinking of is actually the smoker, because it's got that on top. Looks like a burner, doesn't it? And, you know, we got things like this here. How about if we... No. How about if we place this here? And... I saw this kind of thing on Minecraft Live. So if we get glass, maybe something like that. Like this, yeah? Kind of like that. It needs to be... I think that looks odd. But anyways, I'm just thinking of like, you know, an oven with a glass door in the front. Yeah. But yeah, there's just so many different ideas, and I think one of the ones that I was thinking of. Now, I want to try this. Now, we're going to be using, let's see, dark oak. I want dark oak stairs and dark oak shelf, as well as the dark oak trapdoor. I don't want this. I don't want this. No, no, no. And let's get dark oak floor. I guess if you call that a floor. And let's build something a little interesting here. And this is... all I need to do on the ground is this. So, just so you know, this is just a bunch of thoughts of mine. Just coming to... oops. There. Just cover that up. No need to see that. And just grab this, like that. And then we have this, like this. The thing is, it's a different color, isn't it? I'm curious why that is so. So I can just place these along like this. Oops. And then, well, let's just do this for a second here. And like this. There we go. And we can get these in here like this. There we go. That works. Just like that. So we are putting in this. It's kind of like a rounded tunnel, you know? And if we place something else on top, we've got the trapdoors, right? There we go. And trapdoors. And these can go like this. And this would be amazing. Just walk through these. Now, the question is, let's grab glowstone. Place that there. And that there. So we got light on either side. The question is, what kind of light do we get here? Now this, we have no light, right? So, let's do that. Midnight. It's lit up inside. Look at that. So we have, let me see. Oh, look at that. That's another change. So I'm trying to find something here, but I am not finding any light level information. Oh, that's curious. That's something I'm going to have to figure out because you know what? They made it so that the debug screen is customizable. And there's something that I want to have in here, and that is light levels. And this is not showing light level. I'm going to have to take a look at that for a moment and see. So I figured it out. F3 and F6. There we go. So debug screen text, we want, let's see. I want biome, chunk generation stats, render stats, source stats, entity render stats. So this is something I need to play around with. Light levels, absolutely. Looking at block entity fluid. I want that. Particle render stats, no. Post effect sound mood. So other things, debug renderers. You got chunk borders. Oh, that's something you could add on. Okay, so there we go. Now F3, and there we go. We now have light. Perfect. So let's make a midnight. So looking at the time, not the time, the light. There we go. 15 sky, 8 block. Over here, wow, 11 block. So back inside, if I look at these, curious. Now this here is much lighter. So it doesn't really appear that they are transparent. So if we place this here, like this, inside, now it's 11. Okay, so it appears that these are not transparent. Well, we learned something. All right, so it looks like that you can't really place lights on the outside because it doesn't matter. It doesn't change anything. That's interesting. Okay. So I did have a question about shelves and how they're arranged. Like, what happens if you do like this? Of course, we've got 2 blocks here. This is quite normal. But if we look at this one, this is a full block between these two. However, we do this, it's still walkable. You can still walk between them, which is very interesting. But you cannot place another block here. Oh, so this can create some very narrow pathways between blocks, or you can create some sort of kind of 2 block wide hallway. Interesting. I'm not sure how useful this will be, but I can see people making mazes with this, and that could save space, you know, because you've got walls that are much thinner, really much thinner. That really does, you know, it does give some interesting possibilities, I think. As you can tell, shelves are probably my favorite new thing in the game, and I'm going to be using them a lot for decorations. Copper golems are great. I will be using them a lot, but shelves, I think, are the best thing. What do you think? What's your favorite part of this update? Let me know in the comments below. If you like videos like this and would like to see some more, then please consider subscribing to this channel as well as my main one. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.